Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Our next conversation is about something that is absolutely iconic and synonymous with Kiddies Must, the St. James Children's Carnival Parade, celebrating 35 years on Sunday, the 23rd of February. Here to share more with us this morning is Sharon Briggs, Administrator of the St. James Children's Carnival Committee, and Karen Moraldo, also a member of the St. James Children's Carnival Committee, in charge of making sure everything runs smoothly, which we'll learn more about, and the VP of the St. James Community Improvement Committee. Good morning to both of you and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
And thank you so much for being with us this morning. It's a pleasure to have you to learn about this because, I mean, this is something that is just embedded in Carnival since the 1980s till today. Many of us have wonderful memories of childhood. And it's beautiful to see that this is something that is continuing regardless of how much time passes. Speaking about that, let's get straight to the details. Before we get into a little bit tidbits of this year, how can we register, Sharon?
You can register by emailing us, and we will send all of the details to you. The email address is stjameschildrenscarnival@gmail.com.
And this is registration online. Do you have registration in person?
It's registration via email. So we will send the information to you. You send it back to us. In-person registration starts February 4th, and all of the registrations end on February 19th.
Okay, so February 4th and ends on February 19th. Automatically, many of us think about the fact that, all right, bands are being registered. So band leaders are the ones who need to send out the information, correct? Now, what about those who are individuals?
Individuals separate from bands. They too can register.
Okay. Now, gentlemen, who is in charge of making sure everything runs smoothly, tell us what preparations have been like for this year, because, I mean, it's a lot, right?
Yes. But this year it was much more smoother.
Okay.
Because I had a great people alongside me, like Miss Sharon and Miss Angela Fox and Miss Jenlyn. You know, we had a good team come together. So the process this year was much more easier and easygoing.
Okay, wonderful. And when do you start preparing for the parade?
We started basically July.
In July.
Yeah.
And has this been something you would say consistently every single week, or are you able to sort of block time out and ensure your timeline is well spaced out for 2025?
We discuss basically almost every day or every other day. There is a close group together, but we try to meet every month to iron out details and what we would like to see changes, where we like to see improvements, you know, and have the team work on the same page together and to have everything smoothly.
Okay, and this is from a committee standpoint.
Yes.
What about having the involvement of, let's say, the protective services, residents in the area, and so much more? What is that process like, and do you have that reciprocity?
Yes, we definitely depend on the police department for the safety and security of the children and the members at large. We would like some more support from our businesses and corporations along the way to keep it going.
In reference to support, are you speaking from financial
Financial
perspective,
support, volunteers, etc. But we make do with what we have. It's 35 years, like you said, and it's been ongoing with the help of two young ladies who are not so young. One is now deceased, Miss Mungle, and Miss McIntosh, Mary McIntosh. So we've taken up the banner from them and we're moving forward. They did it, just the two, so we can do it with 5 or more.
So in reference to what you're saying there, how many people are sitting on the committee right now?
6.
6.
And this is on a volunteer basis?
Volunteer.
Yes.
But we have a heavy support where we get every year from the Police Youth Club, from Mr. Shabadi, who will always be there, and he bring out his young men, who is with marshals, who is a sporty marshal with Lions community. They're also involved. They work hand in hand with us and give us that support on the day.
Well, it's good to see that the community is still coming together, of course, and ensuring that we keep this alive, but definitely hear the need for the corporate sponsorship to come in and be a part of the conversation as well. But if we can we talk about who is a part of sponsoring the parade?
Well, right now we've had Flavor Rights step up to the plate, first and foremost, and we are very appreciative for them for doing that. T and Tech has also pledged their support, and we're waiting for others. So, hey. Lines open. Come on, call us.
And you're seeing some of the footage on your screen right there, of course, children having a wonderful time, again, evoking memories for many of us who remember being in St. James and playing Mass as children. Now, can you walk us through the routes and what the children can expect on the day, and the parents too, and aunties and uncles, right?
Yeah, so we started at Long Circle Mall. The bands gather on the Western Main Road alongside the police barracks.
Okay.
On the right-hand side. And we begin at there, we end at George Cabral Street in St. James. But the route is straight along the Western Main Road in St. James. We have DJs. This year we have 12 DJs along the route. Some bands have the music truck, but we also try to explain them the safety because there's kids we deal with.
Of course.
You know, so that's why one of us, we really have to be on the route right you up and down to make sure the people get safe, because children is number one.
100%, definitely, especially as you mentioned music trucks and so much more. Is there a different registration process for those bands who are coming with a music truck?
No, they just have to get the permission from the relevant authorities to have the trucks on the road, and they pass on the safety measures in place.
Now, of course, one of the things you mentioned is you do have a lot of volunteers who come on board, but I'm sure there are people out there who are also interested in being a part of volunteering. So how can we join? Where do we go? That sort of thing.
Call us, email us.
And what is your telephone
You can
contact?
call at 461-7276. That's my number. Call me anytime. I don't seem to sleep. Or you can email us with any questions or information that you need. Again, it's St. James Children's Carnival at gmail.com.
Well, definitely, of course, loving it. The fact that you said you don't sleep, you're here just giving out your telephone contact.
I saw a quote somewhere. I stole it from somebody where they said Children's Mass is a canvas of creativity. And I'm like, yeah, that says it all.
Yeah.
That says it all.
I can see the love, and I can feel the love coming out as well. I can feel you're very much like, okay, this is going to get done, and we're going to get this done properly, and everything's going to be in
It's
order.
going to be okay.
Ideally, what would you like to see the children's parade become in the next 10 years?
Well, for me to see it become, I would just really like to see the band leaders continue doing what they are doing. It always has room for improvements.
Right.
But where Carnival is at the moment, when you come to the Children's Carnival, you actually see the traditional mass, where you see people play characters like Pan, the hummingbird, the flamingo. You will see these things where you don't really see no more Monday and Tuesday. So King's Carnival, you will see Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. You know?
That's definitely true.
At its
Sharon?
finest. At its finest. That's, for me, I don't have to go in town. I'm sorry, Monday and Tuesday anymore, because the children take me back to what Carnival used to be, could be, should be, and we hope they continue. And I love it that the children start from babes in arms to teenagers, and you know, having a teenager involved in anything is not the easiest thing, but they're there for Carnival.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
They are there for Carnival, and it's beautiful to see them grow up and hopefully continue to pass that mantle on as they get a little bit older as well. One very important thing, of course, dealing with children is having medics on site and that sort of thing. Do you have that collaboration from the medical services as well?
We have St. John and Red Cross is be on board. And we also have the St. James Medical from the St. James Infirmary. They render support as well.
Okay.
So, you know.
And also Sergeant Jack, who has pledged his undying support for the police and mounted branch. And that's one of his concerns, is that the adults pay close attention to the flow of traffic along the route, paying attention to the children. So please, adults, they're our precious ones. We have to look out for them.
100%. Pay keen attention. Before we close our conversation, Karen, I'd like to start with you. Any closing comments for Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, I will say, Trinidad and Tobago, you know, from my perspective, is just saying, let's have a safe carnival. Let's enjoy it. Let's welcome all visitors, and let's show them what we do, and we are the greatest show on earth, and let's keep it going that way.
100%. And Sharon, any closing comments?
Yes, please remember that February 23rd, along the Western Main Road in St. James, it's all about the children. So watch out for them. I'm not telling you you can't have a good time because, you know, St. James is, but it's all about the children on that day, and we look forward to having everyone. Again, you can call us 461-7276 or email us at stjameschildrenscarnival@gmail.com.
Wonderful. Well, Sharon and Karen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. All the best. And we know that St. James Carnival Parade is going to continue for the kiddies for even a
Another
century.
35 years.
Another 35 years and more.
Thank
you for
you
joining
very
us.
much for having us.
Thank you.
It is our pleasure. The St. James Children's Carnival Parade is happening. You don't want to miss it. Sunday the 23rd of February. If you want to get involved, you can call 461-7276. Stay tuned. Right after this break, it's time for your birthdays.